guys, today we're gonna film and show you how to do bases for your miniatures. So first, you need to get yourself a couple of sticks. You're gonna put that on your base, and you're gonna get some of these branches from your wife's garden. You're gonna put that and a couple of flowers, and you're gonna put these here, and there you go. Now you've got your miniature base. No, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna go downstairs to PaulyBones studio, and we're gonna do some real miniature basing right now.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you for clicking on this video. This video, we're gonna learn how I base my Nords. So, I usually finish my Nords, finish this guy from one of my other videos that I just finished doing, but we're gonna do a separate video for the basing, just so you don't have to watch a whole painting video to get to the basing part, right? So he's prepped. The base right now is black. We're gonna do a couple steps. First thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna hit it with Citadel's Technical Agrillian Earth. Anyway, so this is a crackle paint, and this is what we're going to base our base with, and then we'll start adding layers on top of this. So when you're putting this stuff on, you want to kind of go bubbly, get in there, and then once it dries, you'll see it start cracking. Now when I do these guys' bases, there's like an upper lip to these, or upper ledge to these guys' bases. I hit that upper one and I leave the lower one so I can clean it up with black paint again afterwards. So we are going to put these here. Alright, crackle paint has dried. My table is empty, but not anymore. So crackle paint, as you can see on the base, looks pretty cool. That's dry. So now we're gonna do some of the grass and stone. So what I do is I'm gonna be using white glue. So I got a bottle like this. It's a big, huge 950 milliliter bottle. I'm just gonna take the lid off, and we're gonna pour a little bit of glue in the lid. Just a little bit. And I've used a lot of this stuff, so it's gotta reach down into the bottom of the wells. Ooh, yeah. All right, now I've got my cap full of glue. So I get a nice little tray that helps me out so I don't make a mess everywhere. And I also got my concoction. So this was originally, years ago, $9.90. I don't know how much it is now. But Citadel grass. But it's not just Citadel grass, it's static grass. But inside that, I also have a mixture of Woodland Scenics, fine, ballast, buff, okay, I guess it's buff. But anyways, so I mix a little bit of this in with the grass, and this is what I get. Right, so you want to shake it up. Let's put the lid back on that. Let's give it a shake. Right, so it's all staticky. Right, you're not gonna rub a balloon on it, but we added some friction. Okay, now I'm gonna take one of my dry brushes and my miniatures. And all I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to try and hit some of the places, not all of it, where there's no cracks. I'm just going in there, you know, getting little areas. Use your imagination, but don't need a lot of this because there's still more to come. So all I did was put the glue in a couple of spots. Right? A little bit there, a little bit in the back. I'm going to take my grass, and I'm just going to put it all over. Doesn't matter because it's only going to stick to the parts where there's glue. I'm going to give it a shake upside down, like this. And now, just rub my fingers around the edges. Right? I've started with putting in my grass. Right? We're going to let that dry. I'm going to do the other ones. and we'll go to the next stage. Okay, so we put the grass on, the static grass on here. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of Armageddon Dunes. Now this is like, it drives very texture-y, I guess. It's not even a word, but like gives it some bumps and stuff like that. And we're just going to scatter a little bit of this here and there. Trying not to get to some places where there is cracks, because you want to keep those cracks. You don't have to keep all of them. You can mix this in, go over top of some of the grass with this, that's fine. But that's about it. And you're just gonna, you know, make it kind of globby and blotchy in some parts. So you see it there. Right. It's a little bit better. Now all dry. Once this all dries, we're going to go over it with a wash. Okay guys, so now that the grass is all dried and the mud and the cracks and everything's in there, we're going to give these bases a wash of Agrax Earthshade. And just like when we do it to the miniatures and stuff like that, gives it a bit of definition. I'm going to use a flat brush for this. Flat dry brush, but we're not dry brushing with it. It's just not going to sit there and waste my time. Now, you can do it over the grass in some spots, and that's fine. I like kind of like washing leading into the grass that we've put on here and around the edges of it, which is fine as well. The next step that we're going to do with this is a dry brush as well, and we did paint when we were doing the basing with the crackle paint. We did paint the upper lip of the base. So when you're doing your wash, make sure you get that too. Alright. So if you see what I've done here, so washed it. Right. I left some of the grass not washed, some of the grass washed. We're going to let that dry. Once that dries, we're going to go back and hit it up with a dry brush. Alright guys, so that wash finally dried. Now we're going to start doing some dry brushing. And to do the dry brushing on this, I'm going to use Vallejo Iraqi sand. It's a great light brown. You know, it's good for, like, let's just say the mud was drying, right? You'd get that light, crispy color on top of the dark mud. So I'm going to put some on my palette here, and I'm going to use my one happy choice dry brush. And they don't pay me to say that, but I do want to promote them. I would promote them because, guys, for the price, can't go wrong. 50 brushes, 25 bucks. Anyways, so now we're just going to go around the base, and we are going to start just getting there. And it's okay if you get the grass, and, you know, just play with it, have fun. You get a little bit on the boot, that's okay, because these guys are walking into it, right? It's not going to be clean. It's a battlefield. Things are getting all mucky and muddy, and people are dying because they're cutting off their heads, all that crazy fun stuff. So I just went and dry brushed that, right? And focus in there. Looks pretty good so far. Alright, so I'm going to go and dry brush the other ones, and then we will come back to the next step. Okay, so we've gone and dry brushed this. Now comes for a fun part. Put on these guys. So these are Army Painter Swamp Tufts, and all I do, and I usually just put one on a base with my clips. Grab a nice sized one like this, and I'll find a good spot where I'm not covering too much grass or too much of the cracks. Sometimes in the middle of the base you'll get like a dent from the molding. I might put it there, or sometimes I like putting it up beside a foot. But we will put this right back here. And it's self-adhesive. You don't have to worry about it. You kind of spread it out a little bit. And now once you place that in there, right, kind of gives it a little bit of variety in the grass. Looks cool to me. Alright, I'm going to finish doing the rest of these guys, and then we're going to clean this base up. Okay, now that we've finished putting the tuff on, we are going to clean this base up. And all we're going to do is we're going to use that beautiful Vallejo black that I always talk about, because it's such a beautiful black. We're going to put some black on here. We are going to water it down. A couple drops. Because we already painted it black, so now we're just cleaning it up, right? We're going to take a flat brush, just mix it with the water a little bit, just dilute it. It's nice and smooth. And you are going to take this flat brush and you are going to very carefully go around the base, but you're just going to do the bottom lip, right? Because we already painted the top. And you're just going to, hit the top, spinning it around. You spin me right round, baby, right round. No, that was gay. Sorry, man. Sorry, guys. So you're just going to go around, clean up all the paint over that we did. And the basing. It's important to keep the base vertical so you don't get the black paint. Sorry, horizontal, vertical, sideways. Hold the mini sideways. That way it's easier to paint. So now we're going to let that dry after it's all cleaned up. Right? And it'll look awesome. We'll do a recap after it's dried. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what it looks like when it's all dried. I'll take some snapshot pictures for you guys too. But he's done. That's doing, that's how I do the bases for these guys. For my Nords. Alright. Thanks, guys.